What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Ross, the Tar Heel. And in this huddle, man, I'm going to give you a couple of my personal final thoughts heading into the Pitt game tomorrow, noon kick, ESPN2, and it's homecoming in North Carolina. Now, North Carolina is obviously reeling. They're 3-2, 0-1 in the conference. And we got 2 games before our first bye week of the year. Pitt today or tomorrow, Georgia Tech immediately following that next week. And I would say this is about as close as a must-win football game as you can get, all things considered. We've lost 2 games that we shouldn't have lost. There is no other way to sugarcoat it, okay? An FCS program and a Duke team that we had a 20-point lead on. And it's really difficult to kind of gauge where this team is because obviously that James Madison game was just terrible. And then Carolina was literally Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde against Duke last week. Started off 17-0. They're in their run fits. They're playing really good defense. We're doing just enough on offense. And then they come out the second half and they don't play very well at all. Well, that was not a very good Duke football team. And once again, Carolina, for lack of a better term, man, they allowed Duke to run the football down their throat, creep back into the football game, and if you ask me, steal one. And North Carolina literally is at that fork right now, that fork in the road, man. There is a literal fork in the road, and Carolina's got to make a decision. They have got to make a stinking decision on which way they're going to go. Julius Peppers is going to be in the house. One of the all-time defensive greats, if not. Obviously, there's Lawrence Taylor, but, you know, after LT, bro, or you could put him on the same, whatever you want to do, bro, JP, Pep, is the man. And I would hope that with Julius Peppers, you know, being honored on the field, that would give you even more of a reason to play for 4 quarters. Give me 4 quarters of football, everything that you possibly have. And if they do that, they have a chance of winning this football game. I still believe that Carolina is the more talented team in this football game. Now, look, Rodney Hammond is coming back. Desmond Reed has been cleared, so Pitt's backfield is going to be really stinking good. They have receivers that are very capable, and then when you pile on top the fact that Eli Holstein has been playing really good football, it's going to be a tough task. This is going to be a tough task. And I would say that, you know, Carolina was, if I'm not mistaken, a dog against Minnesota, and they eked out that stinking win. The next 2 games, they were favored. They won. These last 2 games, right, Carolina should have stinking won those football games. So, to a certain extent, Tar Heels, you owe us one. This is a game where right now you're 2.5 to 3-point dogs, depending on what time it is. And we need you to overcome. We need you to stand tall. It's homecoming. I mean, you should have every reason in the world to have all the juice that you could possibly muster for this football game, man. You're on a 2-game slide. Pep is in the house. It's homecoming. You know, the weather should be nice. And, bro, you got to get back on the right stinking page, man. We have got to stinking right this ship because next week Georgia Tech is not going to be easy. So I want to see how Carolina responds, man. They have not responded well this season. They didn't answer the call against JMU. And then the second half, guess what? The same thing. Carolina folded. They wilted in the second half. And We got to be stronger than that, bro. We got to be tougher than that. And this is a tremendous opportunity for this team to, get some confidence back, man. To make some plays, beat a team that a lot of people don't think that you can beat. And then, you know what? 4-2 looks a whole lot different than 3-3. 1-1 in the ACC looks a whole lot different than 0-2. And, like I said, man, we should have all the juice in the world to do this. I want us to commit to stopping the run. I think we failed to do that against Duke. And I know that Eli Holstein is back there, but I will also say this. He's still a freshman. This is still his first time getting significant time. And hopefully Keenan will be, good enough as far as the crowd is concerned to maybe throw him off his pivot a little bit. He's had 2 weeks to think about things. Pitt's had 2 weeks to feel really good about themselves. And I'm hoping that they've drunk the Kool-Aid. And I'm hoping that while they're drinking that Kool-Aid, I'm hoping that Carolina literally has that chip on their shoulder, man, where they got their backs against the wall and they're going to stink and fight. I need you to fight, boys. I need you to fight, man. I need you to give us 4 quarters of football and give us everything you got. It's not going to be easy. Eli Holstein's thrown for 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 2 picks. Okay? Reed is a shifty little dude, bro. He's like my size, but he is lightning quick and fast. I think I saw that he was the first Pitt running back ever to have 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing in the same football game. So this guy is electric. And Amari Campbell and Power are going to have their stinking work cut out for him. Got to watch that kid out of the backfield. There's so many different options on this stinking team that can hurt Carolina. But we may be able to have some success in the pass rush, especially if Ruck comes back. Now, Ruck is probably going to be on a pitch count, bro, because he's been out for about 3 weeks. So, 3-4 weeks. So, I doubt that he's just in there taking, 60, 70 snaps. But him and Dez need to get the stinking Eli. And simultaneously, we got to stinking collapse that pocket and not let him escape because he can do damage with his feet as well. So once again, man, the backers in the secondary are going to have to come up and make sound form tackles. We have got to tackle better. We cannot let these guys get extra yards after contact. We've got to wrap up and make the play. Just wrap up and make the play. Live to fight another day. Don't be letting people get down to the sideline. Don't be lazy. Wrap up. And simultaneously, man, Jeff has got to stinking put numbers in the box. We cannot be light. 6 guys in the box, constantly in nickel and dime packages, while Pitt is running the football down our throat, man. We've got to make the proper adjustments. We have to. Because I would rather Eli spin that. I'd rather us make the freshman spin the football around the field consistently than to just let them do what Duke did to us in the second half. Just dominate us in the trenches. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, man, because over the past 8 quarters, guys, Carolina's played 2 good quarters of football defensively. 2. And that was the first half of the Duke game. But if you tack on the second half of that Duke game with, what transpired over there in the JMU game, it's terrible. It's stinking still terrible, bro. You put those 2 halves together, and guess what? From the Duke second half, Carolina gave up 42 points. So we have got to stinking right this ship. We have got to stinking stand up, have some pride, have some discipline, and it all starts tomorrow at noon, man. This is going to be a tough game, but it is a game that the Heels can stinking win. You just got to bring it, baby. You got to bring it, man. And you have all the reason in the world to bring it. Back against the wall, 2-game slide. Pep is in the house. It's homecoming. Hey, bro, let's stinking go. Excited about this one. Y'all make sure that you come hang out with your boy and the live reaction and watch party if you're not going to be in Chapel Hill. And, hey, man, it's time to put up or shut up. It's game time. It's time to put your back against the wall and stinking fight through the adversity. Let's see if we got some stinking Rams. Let's see if we got some Tar Heels. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Comment down in the comment section what you think about this football game. And we will see you tomorrow, baby.